First contact and underestimation. The vast expanse of space had never felt so small to Dr. Elena Reeves as she stood before the United Earth Council, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The holographic displays surrounding the chamber flickered with images of the alien vessel that had appeared at the edge of the solar system just days ago. Dr. Reeves, the council president's voice echoed through the room. You've been chosen to lead Earth's first contact team. What can we expect? Elena took a deep breath, her mind racing through years of xenobiological research and first contact protocols. Mr. President, members of the council, we're about to embark on the most significant moment in human history. The Arcturians, as they call themselves, have agreed to a diplomatic meeting on neutral ground, the International Lunar Base. From our initial communications, they seem peaceful but cautious. As Elena spoke, she couldn't help but feel a twinge of concern. The Arcturians had been polite, yes, but there was an undercurrent of something. Condescension, amusement. She couldn't quite put her finger on it. Weeks later, Elena found herself face to face with the Arcturian delegation. Their tall, slender forms towered over the human representatives, their iridescent skin shimmering under the lunar base's artificial lighting. Ambassador Zix, the lead Arcturian diplomat, fixed Elena with his multifaceted eyes. Dr. Reeves, Zix's voice was melodious, almost hypnotic. We are pleased to formally welcome humanity to the galactic community. Your species has shown remarkable progress for such a young civilization. Elena felt a flicker of pride, quickly followed by a spark of indignation at the patronizing tone. Thank you, Ambassador. We're eager to learn and contribute to the galactic community. As the diplomatic talks progressed, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that the Arcturians were holding back, treating the humans like children at the adults' table. It came to a head during a discussion on technological exchange. While we admire your species' enthusiasm, Zix said, his tone dripping with false kindness, we feel it would be irresponsible to share our more advanced technologies. Your kind simply isn't ready for such power. Elena's colleague, Dr. Marcus Chen, bristled visibly. With all due respect, Ambassador, we've made remarkable strides in a short time. Our quantum computing capabilities alone. Zix waved a dismissive hand. Quaint achievements, to be sure. But you must understand, you're dealing with civilizations that have lived among the stars for millions of years. Your entire recorded history is but a blink to us. The patronizing attitude grated on Elena, but she maintained her diplomatic composure. We understand the vast differences in our developmental timelines, Ambassador. However, we believe we have unique perspectives and innovations to offer. Humanity's adaptability and creativity are charming qualities, Zix interrupted, but hardly unique in the cosmos. We've seen countless young species like yours come and go. Some flourish, others. Well, let's just say the universe can be unforgiving to the unprepared. As the talks concluded, Elena couldn't shake a growing sense of unease. The Arcturians had agreed to limited cultural exchanges and promised to monitor Earth's progress, but it was clear they viewed humanity as little more than an interesting anthropological study. Back on Earth, Elena faced the United Earth Council once more. The atmosphere was tense, a mix of excitement at the confirmation of alien life and frustration at the condescending treatment they'd received. They're not going to help us, Elena stated bluntly. At least, not in any meaningful way. The Arcturians see us as primitive, barely worth their notice. The council chamber erupted in angry murmurs. President Curry raised a hand for silence. Dr. Reeves, what do you recommend? Elena stood tall, her resolve hardening. We proved them wrong. The Arcturians, and whoever else is out there, have severely underestimated humanity. We've faced extinction-level events, overcome tremendous odds, and continuously pushed the boundaries of what's possible. If they won't share their knowledge, we'll forge our own path to the stars. And how do you propose we do that? A skeptical council member asked. By doing what humanity does best, Elena replied, a fire in her eyes. We innovate. We adapt. We take what we've learned from this encounter and use it as fuel for the greatest technological and cultural leap in our history. The council chamber buzzed with a new energy. President Corey nodded slowly. Very well, Dr. Reeves. You've seen these aliens up close. You understand the gap we need to close. I'm appointing you as the head of a new initiative, Project Prometheus. Your mission is to accelerate our technological development and prove to the galaxy that humanity is not to be underestimated. As Elena left the council chamber, her mind was already racing with possibilities. The Arcturians had made a crucial mistake. They had assumed that humanity's worth could be measured by the length of their history or the current state of their technology. They failed to grasp the indomitable spirit that had driven humans to climb out of the primordial ooze and reach for the stars. Little did the Arcturians know, their dismissive attitude had lit a fire under humanity. The next few years would see an unprecedented surge of human ingenuity and determination, and when humanity finally took its place among the stars, the galaxy would never be the same. As news of the alien encounter spread, reactions around the world ranged from awe to outrage. Humanity, for the first time in its history, was united in a common purpose: to prove their worth to the cosmos. The age of petty terrestrial squabbles was over. A new era of human ambition and innovation was about to begin. Elena Reeves stood at the precipice of this new age, ready to lead humanity into a future that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. The Arcturians and their ilk had no idea what they had just awakened. Humanity was about to show the universe exactly what they were capable of. Human ingenuity unleashed. 5 years after first contact, the landscape of human civilization had transformed dramatically. Project Prometheus, under Dr. Elena Reeves' leadership, had ushered in an unprecedented era of scientific and technological advancement. The dismissive attitude of the Arcturians had become a rallying cry, spurring humanity to heights they had never before imagined. Elena stood in the control room of the Helios Array, Earth's first antimatter production facility. The massive structure orbited the Sun, harnessing its immense energy to create and store antimatter at a scale once thought impossible. It was just one of many breakthrough projects that had sprung from humanity's collective determination to prove their worth. Dr. Reeves, her assistant, Raj Patel, called out, "We're ready for the final test." Elena nodded, her eyes fixed on the holographic display. "Initiate the sequence, Raj." As the Helios Array hummed to life, Elena's mind wandered to the other advancements they'd made. Quantum computing had taken a massive leap forward, with AI systems now capable of solving complex problems that would have taken centuries with classical computing. Nanotechnology had revolutionized medicine, manufacturing, and environmental restoration. And perhaps most importantly, their understanding of faster-than-light travel had progressed from theoretical to experimental. The console beeped, snapping Elena back to the present. Raj's face broke into a wide grin. It worked. Antimatter production is stable and exceeding projected output by 23%. Cheers erupted throughout the control room. Elena allowed herself a moment of triumph before refocusing. Excellent work, everyone. But remember, this is just the beginning. Transmit the data to all Prometheus research hubs. I want every team working on antimatter applications to have this information immediately. As Elena left the control room, she received an urgent message from Marcus Chen, now the head of Earth's Xenopolitical Relations Department. "Elena, we've got a situation. The Arcturians are requesting an immediate meeting. They're not happy." Hours later, Elena found herself once again face-to-face with Ambassador Zix, this time via holographic communication. The Arcturians' usually placid features were contorted with what Elena could only assume was alarm. "Dr. Reeves," Zix began, his melodious voice tinged with tension, "we've detected alarming energy signatures from your solar system. Our sensors indicate you're producing antimatter on a massive scale. This technology is far beyond what your species should be capable of at this stage." Elena fought to keep a smirk from her face. "Ambassador, I assure you, Our antimatter production facilities are operating within safe parameters. We've taken every precaution. That's not the point. Zix interrupted, his composure slipping. You shouldn't have this capability at all. We've been monitoring your progress, and this leap is unprecedented. With all due respect, Ambassador, Elena replied coolly, you made it clear that humanity would need to progress on our own. We've simply risen to the challenge. Zix's multifaceted eyes narrowed. We've received reports of other concerning advancements. Quantum AI, nanoscale engineering, even preliminary work on FTL travel. Dr. Reeves, surely you must understand the dangers of such rapid technological growth. Your species is not ready for this level of power. Elena's patience, worn thin over years of condescension, finally snapped. Not ready. Ambassador, let me be clear. Humanity has faced extinction-level events, survived ice ages, and overcame countless challenges to reach this point. We've split the atom, walked on our moon, and now we're reaching for the stars. We've done all this not because we were ready, but because we dared to push beyond our limits. She leaned closer to the holographic display, her voice firm. You and the other advanced species may have been among the stars for millions of years, but that doesn't give you the right to dictate the pace of our advancement. We are not children to be coddled or primitives to be studied. We are humanity, and we will forge our own path among the stars. Zix recoiled slightly, clearly taken aback by Elena's forceful response. Dr. Reeves, please understand. There are complexities to the galactic political landscape that you're not aware of. Your rapid advancement could destabilize. Then perhaps it's time you treated us as equals and shared those complexities, Elena interjected. We're no longer content to sit on the sidelines of galactic affairs. Humanity is ready to take its place in the cosmic community, whether you believe we're ready or not. The communication ended shortly after, with Zix promising to relay humanity's position to the broader galactic community. As the hologram faded, Elena let out a long breath. She knew this confrontation had been inevitable, but the implications were staggering. Humanity had not only caught the attention of the Arcturians, but had clearly alarmed them. Marcus approached her, his expression a mix of awe and concern. That was intense. Do you think we've pushed too hard, too fast? Elena shook her head. No, Marcus. If anything, this proves we're on the right track. The Arcturians' reaction tells me there's much more going on in the galaxy than they've let on. We need to accelerate our plans. She turned to face the window, gazing out at the Earth below. Send word to all Prometheus facilities. I want updates on every major project within the hour. We're entering a new phase. As Elena watched the blue marble of their homeworld, she couldn't help but feel a mix of pride and apprehension. Humanity had come so far in such a short time, driven by the very underestimation that was meant to keep them down. But she knew that this was just the beginning. The true test lay ahead, as humanity prepared to step onto the galactic stage. Whatever challenges awaited them in the vast cosmos, Elena was certain of one thing: humanity would face them head-on, with the same spirit of innovation and determination that had brought them to this point. The galaxy had no idea what was coming. Galactic conspiracy revealed. The years following humanity's confrontation with the Arcturians were marked by feverish activity. Earth had become a hive of innovation, with breakthroughs in technology occurring at an unprecedented rate. However, as humanity reached further into space, establishing outposts on Mars and the moons of Jupiter, a sense of unease began to grow. Dr. Elena Reeves stood in the newly constructed Ganymede Command Center, surrounded by holographic displays showing the positions of human ships throughout the solar system. Her brow furrowed as she studied the data before her. Dr. Reeves called out Commander Sarah Takahashi, head of Earth's fledgling space fleet. We've detected unusual activity at the edge of the Kuiper Belt. It doesn't match any known Arcturian signatures. Elena's eyes narrowed. New players entering the game. Interesting. What do we know? Before Sarah could respond, Alarms blared throughout the facility. A technician called out, panic evident in his voice. Massive energy spike detected. Multiple unknown vessels just dropped out of FTL. The main display lit up with dozens of unidentified ships, their designs sleek and predatory. Alina's mind raced. This wasn't the Arcturians. This was something else entirely. Battle stations. Sarah barked. All ships, defensive formations. This is not a drill. As chaos erupted around her, Alina received an incoming transmission. To her surprise, it was Ambassador Zix, his usually composed features twisted with urgency. Dr. Reeves, Zix's voice crackled with static. You must listen carefully. The ships approaching your system, they're Drachnid warships. We've been trying to protect you from them, to keep your advancement slow to avoid their notice. But now, the transmission cut off abruptly. Alina's mind whirled with implications. The Arcturians hadn't been patronizing them out of mere arrogance. They'd been trying to shield Earth from a greater threat. Commander Takahashi, Alina called out, her voice steady despite the chaos. We need to buy time. Deploy the Artemis defense grid. Sarah nodded, relaying the orders. Within moments, a network of satellites throughout the solar system activated, generating a massive energy field. It was an experimental technology designed to disrupt FTL travel within the system. As the Drachnid fleet approached, their ships suddenly dropped out of FTL, caught in the Artemis grid. It wouldn't hold them for long, but it gave humanity precious minutes to prepare. Alina turned to Marcus Chen, who had been coordinating with Earth's governments. Marcus, initiate the Prometheus Protocol. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of. Across Earth and its colonies, hidden facilities sprang to life. Projects that had been developed in secret, pushing the boundaries of physics and engineering, were about to see their first real test. As the Drachnid ships breached the outer defenses, humanity unleashed its full technological might. Antimatter-powered warships, piloted by hybrid AI systems, engaged the enemy. Quantum-entangled communication networks coordinated the defense with impossibly fast precision. Nanite swarms deployed from stealth satellites, infiltrating and disabling Drachnid systems. The battle raged across the solar system, a spectacular display of light and destruction visible even from Earth's surface. Humanity, despite being outnumbered and facing a technologically superior foe, fought with a ferocity and ingenuity that caught the Drachnids off guard. In the midst of the chaos, Alina received another transmission, this time from an unknown source. A gravelly voice spoke. Dr. Reeves, I am Captain Kraz of the Galactic Resistance. We've been monitoring your species. Your fight against the Drachnids has not gone unnoticed. We're inbound to your system with reinforcements. Hold the line. Alina's eyes widened. The galaxy, it seemed, was far more complex than they had been led to believe. As she coordinated Earth's defenses and integrated strategies with the incoming resistance forces, pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. The Arcturians, it turned out, were part of a coalition of species trying to maintain a delicate balance in the galaxy. They had been keeping younger races, like humanity, technologically stunted to prevent them from drawing the attention of aggressive species like the Drachnids. But in doing so, they had also stifled potential allies in the ongoing galactic conflict. As the battle turned in humanity's favor, thanks to the combination of their own ingenuity and the arrival of resistance reinforcements, Alina couldn't help but feel a mix of anger and vindication. The Arcturians' paternalistic approach had nearly doomed Earth. If humanity hadn't pushed back, hadn't accelerated their development, they would have been defenseless against this invasion. In the aftermath of the battle, as the combined human and resistance fleets mopped up the remaining Drachnid forces, Alina found herself in a conference with representatives from various galactic factions. The truth of the galactic political landscape was finally laid bare. The galaxy was divided. The Drachnids and their allies sought to dominate and exploit younger races. The Arcturian coalition aimed for stability through control and suppression of technological growth. And the resistance fought for freedom and self-determination for all species. As the conference concluded, Alina addressed the gathered representatives, her voice firm and resolute. Gentlemen, ladies, and beings of all designations, the events of today have made one thing clear. The old way of doing things, of keeping species in the dark for their own good, is over. Humanity stands ready to join the galactic community as full and equal partners. We bring with us not just our technology, but our spirit of innovation, our adaptability, and our unwavering determination. She paused, looking each representative in the eye. We've proven today that underestimating a species based on their age or perceived development is not just short-sighted. It's dangerous. The challenges facing this galaxy require the contributions of all sentient beings, not just a select few who deem themselves worthy. As murmurs of agreement, and some grumbles of discontent, filled the room, Alina knew that this was just the beginning. Humanity had earned its place among the stars, but the real work was just beginning. The galaxy was a far more dangerous and complex place than they had ever imagined. But Alina was certain of one thing: humanity was ready for the challenge. The age of Earth's isolation was over. A new era of galactic politics, alliances, and conflicts was dawning, and humanity, with its unique blend of ingenuity, adaptability, and sheer determination, was poised to play a pivotal role in shaping the future of the cosmos. Humanity's stand, in the months following the Drachnid invasion and the revelation of the complex galactic political landscape, Earth found itself at the center of a cosmic storm. Dr. Alina Reeves, now serving as humanity's primary representative in galactic affairs, stood before the newly formed Interstellar Council, a diverse gathering of species from across the galaxy. The Grand Chamber, located on a neutral space station at the heart of the Orion Arm, buzzed with tension. Representatives from hundreds of worlds, some allied, some adversarial, and many still undecided, watched as Alina took the floor. Distinguished delegates, Alina began, her voice steady and clear. We stand at a crossroads. The old order, built on secrecy and suppression, has crumbled. Humanity's emergence and our role in repelling the Drachnid invasion have irrevocably altered the galactic landscape. We now have a choice: to retreat into factions and suspicion, or to forge a new path together. Murmurs rippled through the assembly. Ambassador Zix of the Arcturians shifted uncomfortably in his seat, while Captain Kraz of the Resistance nodded approvingly. The Drachnid representative, a towering reptilian being named Vexicor, glared with barely concealed hostility. Alina continued, humanity proposes a new galactic charter, one based on open exchange of knowledge, mutual defense, and respect for the sovereignty and potential of all sentient species. We've seen the dangers of both unchecked aggression and paternalistic suppression. There must be a middle ground. As Alina outlined the proposal, holographic displays showed the potential benefits: accelerated technological growth, shared defense systems, and collaborative solutions to cosmic-scale problems. But it also highlighted the challenges: the need for new oversight bodies, protocols for technology sharing, and mechanisms to prevent the abuse of advanced knowledge. Vexcor, the Drachnid representative, rose to speak, his voice a menacing hiss. This naive proposal would upset the natural order. Strong races should lead, weak ones should follow. Humanity's interference has already caused enough chaos. Before Alina could respond, an unexpected ally spoke up. Zix, the Arcturian ambassador, stood. While we may have had our differences with humanity, their actions have shown us the folly of our past approach. Perhaps it is time for a new way. The chamber erupted into heated debate. Some species, particularly those who had long chafed under the old system, eagerly supported humanity's proposal. Others, especially those who had benefited from the status quo, vehemently opposed it. As the arguments raged, Alina received an urgent message from Earth. Marcus Chen's hologram appeared before her, his expression grave. Alina, we've detected massive energy signatures. Multiple Drachnid fleets are mobilizing. It seems they're not content to let diplomacy run its course. Alina's mind raced. The Drachnids were making their move, hoping to crush this new alliance before it could form. She turned back to the assembly, raising her voice above the din. Delegates, I've just received word that Drachnid war fleets are on the move. They aim to destroy what we're building here before it can take root. We must act now, united, or face annihilation separately. The chamber fell silent, the gravity of the situation sinking in. Then, one by one, representatives began to pledge their support. The Arcturians offered their advanced shielding technology. The silicon-based Qualaxes promised their quantum computation networks. Dozens of other species stepped forward, each bringing unique strengths to the table. As the impromptu alliance took shape, Alina coordinated with Earth's military command. Humanity's contribution would be significant. Their antimatter weapons, AI-driven tactics, and innovative battle strategies had proven effective against the Drachnids before. Within hours, a massive combined fleet assembled near the council station. Ships of various designs and technologies, many of which had never fought side by side before, prepared to face the Drachnid armada. The battle that followed would be remembered for centuries as one of the largest and most pivotal conflicts in galactic history. The Drachnid forces, though powerful, found themselves facing an unprecedented alliance. Humanity's adaptive strategies, combined with the diverse technologies of their new allies, proved to be a formidable combination. Alina, aboard the flagship of the Allied fleet, watched as the tide of battle turned. Human antimatter weapons punched holes in Drachnid defenses, allowing Arcturian precision strikes to cripple key vessels. Qualaxis quantum networks coordinated the movements of the entire fleet with uncanny precision, outmaneuvering the Drachnid formations. As the Drachnid fleet began to crumble, Vexcor's flagship attempted a desperate final assault on the council station. In a moment that would be etched into the annals of galactic history, ships from a dozen different species moved as one to intercept, sacrificing themselves to save the heart of the new alliance. The battle ended with the Drachnid retreat, their once mighty armada reduced to scattered remnants. As the Allied fleet regrouped, cheers and celebrations erupted across thousands of ships and hundreds of worlds. Back in the council chamber, Alina addressed the assembled delegates once more. The mood was different now. Where there had been skepticism and division, there was now a sense of shared purpose and cautious hope. Today we've witnessed the power of unity, Alina said, her voice thick with emotion. We've proven that our differences can be our greatest strength when we stand together. The path ahead will not be easy. We have much to learn from each other, bridges of trust to build, and wounds to heal. But we've taken the first step towards a truly united galaxy. As the council voted overwhelmingly to adopt the new charter, Alina couldn't help but reflect on the journey that had brought them to this point. Humanity had gone from an isolated species, deemed too primitive to join galactic society, to the catalysts of a new cosmic order. The real work was just beginning. There would be challenges ahead, rogue Drachnid factions, internal disputes, the complexities of integrating vastly different cultures and technologies. But for the first time in galactic history, there was a sense that these challenges could be met not through domination or suppression, but through cooperation and mutual respect. As the newly formed Galactic Alliance prepared to take its first steps, Alina knew that humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. The stars, once distant and unreachable, now beckoned with endless possibilities. A new era dawns. 5 years after the formation of the Galactic Alliance, the landscape of the cosmos had transformed dramatically. Dr. Alina Reeves stood on the observation deck of Harmony Station, a massive structure orbiting a neutral star system that served as the headquarters for the new galactic government. The view before her was breathtaking. Ships of all shapes and sizes, representing hundreds of different species, coming and going in a celestial dance of cooperation and commerce. Alina's comm device chimed, displaying a message from Marcus Chen, now serving as Earth's ambassador to the Alliance. Final preparations for the summit are complete. They're ready for you. With a deep breath, Elena made her way to the Grand Assembly Hall. Today marked the Fifth Galactic Concordance, a gathering of representatives from every member world of the Alliance. As she entered, the buzz of conversation in myriad languages, translated seamlessly by advanced AI systems, filled the air. Taking her place at the podium, Elena surveyed the room. So much had changed in such a short time. Species that were once bitter enemies now worked side by side. Technological advancements that would have taken centuries in isolation were now commonplace, thanks to open collaboration. Distinguished delegates, Elena began, her voice carrying across the vast chamber. 5 years ago, we took a leap of faith together. We chose unity over division, cooperation over conflict. Today, we gather to reflect on our progress and chart the course for our shared future. As Elena spoke, holographic displays illuminated the hall, showcasing the Alliance's achievements. The Drachnid threat had been largely neutralized, with many of their worlds now part of the Alliance, their society transforming under new leadership. Countless scientific breakthroughs had improved the lives of trillions across the galaxy. A new era of exploration had begun, with joint missions probing the farthest reaches of the universe. But our work is far from over, Elena continued. We face new challenges that test the bonds of our alliance. She outlined the issues at hand: the discovery of primitive species and the debate over how to interact with them, the ethical implications of some of the more radical technological mergers between organic and synthetic life, and the looming threat of extragalactic entities detected at the fringes of known space. As the summit progressed, Elena found herself mediating discussions between vastly different perspectives. The silicon-based Qualaxes proposed aggressive expansion and preparation for potential extragalactic threats. The ethereal Zen Collective advocated for a more cautious, spiritual approach to cosmic mysteries. Humanity, with its unique blend of innovation and empathy, often found itself bridging these divides. Elena's experience in uniting her own fractious species proved invaluable in finding common ground between alien cultures. During a break in the proceedings, Elena stepped out onto a private balcony for a moment of reflection. She was joined by Zix, the Arcturian ambassador who had become an unlikely friend and ally over the years. "You seem troubled, Elena," Zix observed, his multifaceted eyes studying her closely. Elena sighed. "Sometimes I wonder if we've moved too fast." Zix: "The changes we've brought to the galaxy, are we truly ready for them?" Zix's tendrils waved thoughtfully. "That uncertainty, that self-reflection, this is why your species has become so crucial to this alliance. You push boundaries, yes, but you also question them. It is a rare and valuable trait." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent call. Admiral Sarah Takahashi's hologram appeared, her expression grim. "Dr. Reeves, we've received a priority alert from the Rim Exploratory Fleet. They've made contact with something big." Elena's heart raced as she absorbed the information. The extragalactic entities they had detected were on the move, and their intentions were unclear. This could be first contact on a scale never before imagined, or the prelude to a threat that would dwarf even the Drachnid War. Returning to the assembly hall, Elena addressed the gathered delegates once more. The atmosphere had shifted, tension palpable in the air as news of the potential threat spread. "My fellow beings," Elena began, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "We stand at the threshold of perhaps our greatest challenge yet. But we face it not as separate species, not as divided factions, but as a united galaxy." She outlined the situation and the potential risks, then proposed a bold plan. A joint expedition, combining the best minds and technologies from across the Alliance, would be assembled to make contact with these extragalactic entities. "We've learned that our greatest strength lies in our diversity," Elena continued. "Each of our species brings unique perspectives and abilities to the table. Together, we've achieved wonders that none of us could have imagined alone. Now we must bring that same spirit of unity and innovation to this new frontier." The chamber erupted in discussion, ideas and concerns flying back and forth. But there was a new energy in the air, a sense of shared purpose and determination. Species that had once seen each other as threats now strategized together, pooling their knowledge and resources. As the summit concluded and preparations for the expedition began, Alina found herself once again marveling at how far they had come. Humanity, once dismissed as primitive, had become a linchpin in this grand cosmic alliance. Their journey from a single, isolated world to a key player on the galactic stage was nothing short of miraculous. Yet, as she looked out at the stars, Alina knew that their greatest adventures and challenges still lay ahead. The galaxy had been transformed, but the universe was vast and full of mysteries. Whatever they would face in the cosmic depths, they would face it together. A united tapestry of life and consciousness spanning the stars. As the first ships of the joint expedition prepared to depart, carrying representatives from dozens of species towards the unknown, Alina felt a profound sense of hope. The path ahead was uncertain, but they had proven time and again that there was no challenge they couldn't overcome when they stood united. The era of isolation was long gone. Humanity, and indeed all sentient life in the galaxy, was embarking on the next great chapter of cosmic history, and Alina Reeves, who had once stood alone before dismissive alien ambassadors, now stood at the forefront of this grand interstellar alliance, ready to guide them into the unknown. As the expedition ships engaged their FTL drives, disappearing into the cosmic depths with a flash of light, Alina whispered a phrase that had become something of a motto for the alliance. Together, we are limitless. The stars beckoned, and united, they answered the call.